Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen something very interesting take place with immigration. We've seen certain immigration interviews get waived, and we've seen people get their green cards approved without having to do an adjustment of status interview. Well, in this video, I have 5 updates to share with you regarding what's happening with these interview waivers, so make sure to stick around. Hi everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michael Ashoori and I'm a US immigration lawyer based in Los Angeles, California. At my law firm, we regularly post immigration videos to make sure that you're up to date with what's happening in immigration. So if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. Also, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that YouTube knows to share this information with a wider audience. So let's get started. So as I mentioned, in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 updates regarding what's going on with these interview waivers where people are getting their green cards approved without doing an interview with an immigration officer. Let's start off with a quick overview on the immigration system. Basically, when somebody applies for a green card from inside the United States, the process is called an adjustment of status. When somebody does an adjustment of status, towards the end of the process, there's usually an interview with an immigration officer. During this interview, the immigration officer will ask various questions about the case to make sure that everything checks out. This is standard procedure for both employment-based immigration cases and family-based immigration cases. Well, since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, what we've seen is that certain adjustment of status interviews were waived. Now, this was not a formal policy announced by USCIS. It's just something that us immigration lawyers have observed with our clients' cases. But it wasn't formally announced that USCIS would do this. Now that we have a basic understanding of what's going on, I want to start discussing these updates that I'd like to share with you. The first update that I want to share with you is regarding employment-based green card cases. So we're continuing to see certain employment-based adjustment of status interviews get waived. This includes EB-2 green card cases, EB-3 green card cases, even EB-2 national interest waiver cases. We're seeing certain cases have their adjustment of status interview waived. The second update that I want to share with you is regarding family-based green card cases. So just to give you some background information, back when we started seeing these green card interviews start to be waived, we were primarily seeing these waivers happen with employment-based cases. Well, over the last few months, we've actually started to see more and more family-based cases have their green card interviews waived. Again, this is not happening across the board. It's happening on a case-by-case basis. But the main types of family-based cases that we've seen the interview get waived for are long-term marriages. So a couple that's been married for a number of years before filing their immigration paperwork, we've seen some of those cases have their green card interviews waived. We've also seen green card interview waivers for K-1 visa recipients. So as a general overview, the way the K-1 visa works is that the US citizen will apply for a special K-1 visa for their fiance to come to the United States. Once the fiance is in the United States, the couple gets married and the fiance applies for an adjustment of status. We've seen some of those adjustment of status interviews get waived. We've also seen some green card interviews be waived for people that are applying for their removal of condition of their conditional green card. So for some family-based immigration cases, the person applying for the green card will first get a 2-year conditional green card. At the end of the 2-year period, the person has to apply to remove the condition from their green card to become an unconditional green card holder. You typically do this by filing a form I-751. Well, currently we've been seeing some instances of I-751 applicants get their interview waived. The third update that I want to share with you is regarding USCIS officers making phone calls to green card applicants to conduct mini interviews on their cases. Now, this is a very interesting development that we've been seeing. Basically, for certain employment-based green card cases, we've been hearing instances of USCIS officers calling green card applicants to ask them various questions about their case. The call usually lasts anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. They'll get various questions answered, and what we've been seeing is that these calls have ultimately been resulting in green card approvals. Again, we've primarily been hearing this happen with EB2 or EB3 green card cases, and the types of questions that we've been hearing these officers ask the green card applicants is regarding who their current employer is, and various other similar questions. So again, this is another very interesting development. The fourth update that I want to share with you is regarding certain green card interviews getting rescheduled. Basically, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, many people had interviews scheduled that were subsequently canceled due to the pandemic. What we're seeing is that many of those interviews that were canceled are now getting rescheduled. And it appears that these people are getting priority to have their green card interviews rescheduled. We've had multiple marriage-based green card interviews get rescheduled that were previously canceled at the start of the pandemic. And lastly, the fifth update that I want to share with you is regarding biometrics appointments being waived. For those of you that don't know, a biometrics appointment is where you go into a USCIS office to have your digital fingerprints taken. These are required for various types of immigration applications, including naturalization, so when somebody applies for citizenship, and for travel documents such as a re-entry permit. Well, we've been seeing some of our clients have their biometrics appointments waived so that they don't have to go in to have their fingerprints taken. But this is happening on a very limited basis. We've mainly been seeing this happen for our clients that have been applying for a re-entry permit, which is a special travel document for a green card holder. And again, the types of candidates that we've been seeing have their biometrics appointment waived are re-entry permit applicants that have previously had their biometrics taken for a previous re-entry permit. Again, we're not seeing this happen across the board. We've primarily observed this for our re-entry permit clients that have recently, in the recent past, had biometrics taken for a previous re-entry permit. So as a quick recap, in this video, we discussed how USCIS continues to waive the requirement that certain adjustment of status interviews take place. We've been seeing people get their green cards approved without doing an adjustment of status interview. Again, we've continued to see this with certain employment-based green card cases and certain family-based green card cases as well. We've also been hearing instances of USCIS officers make phone calls to conduct brief interviews with certain employment-based green card applicants. Again, we've also seen some scenarios of biometrics appointments get waived, and we've also been seeing certain adjustment of status interviews be rescheduled that were canceled at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope you guys got a ton of value from this video. If you know anybody that could benefit from this information, please feel free to share this video with them. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that YouTube shares it with more people. And if you haven't yet done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.